Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to begin a new series of meditations called Into the Meadow. And what I'm going to do is for each of the meditations, I'm going to start out trying to get myself centered into reading this. I mean, I do center myself before I write, but I also have to center myself before reading. And so what I thought I would do is I thought I would pull some cards and I would see what card I end up with and what I can talk about before I go into the meditation itself. So I'm using the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to pull a card and I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can see the card as it is supposed to be, not a mirror image, but rather as the card is supposed to be. So here we go. So here's the card. And this is going to take a little bit of time because I have to pick up the camera here. Okay, the card is empowerment. And this is really an amazing card just on the surface because it is such a special card. Because this is what it's all about. This is what Into the Meadow is going to be about. It's going to be about empowering you, empowering me, empowering all of the world, and trying to help maintain a sense that the world is going to a better place, even if it doesn't feel like it right now at this moment. So the card of the day is empowerment. This is from the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards. And here's the box. Let's see if we can get it so that you can see it a little bit better. Okay, here we go. Nature's Whispers Oracle cards. And you can see my messy table, and you can see the box here. So that is the card for today. So I'm going to turn this thing back around, and then I can start reading. Okay, here we are. Okay, this was an experiment because I wasn't sure if the video would continue making when I turn the camera around, but I see that it does. I just have to get it adjusted here so you don't see so much of the ceiling here. Okay, here we go. So this is called Into the Meadow. This is the new group of meditations. We're focused on empowerment today, and I think that this actually does speak to the meditation itself. And so what we're going to do is first, before we start, I'm going to get centered, and I'm going to say, okay, please let the light surround this channel, surround all of us, and surround the message that comes forth today. So once that with that feeling and that sense going on, I will begin reading. And I said, this is day 1, and today is March 13th, 2025. So this is a new cycle of meditations, and it's called Into the Meadow. If you want to find out where this all came from, all the ideas and stuff, please do check earlier videos. Just because they're dated or you can start from the very beginning of the meditations and you can go through them, or you can pick ones that you like. I don't have specific topics listed on the meditations because, quite frankly, there's so many of them now that I don't know how many what specifically you might be looking for, or what topics or what discussions or what have you. So the best thing that I can suggest is that if you're interested in the metaphysical aspects of things, if you're interested in guides and talking to your guides and connecting with them, then the best thing to do is just go to the beginning and start. And then you can get a sense of what this channel is about. But as it stands, first, before I start reading, thank you all for subscribing. Thank you for liking and commenting. I love the comments. I love hearing what you have to say about it, and I hope that you will enjoy the meditations. So this is where we start on day number 1. It's March 13th, 2025, and I'm speaking mostly with Nigel, but in the end, Ramón comes in. So there will be 2 guides in this meditation, but it's only briefly that Ramón comes in. But at any rate, here we go. I said, I kind of feel like I should be starting with some bells and whistles. This is a new endeavor, but should I be doing something different? Nigel says, no, the messages will be the same. You must not do anything different if you don't feel up to it. Pulling a card or 2 on camera is a good way to start. That way you must not pause things. I noticed that being in the flow cannot cease to pull cards at the beginning. I said, it feels like in the past few days, we've gotten so much information and we're always coming back to the meadow. And Nigel said, the meadow is the light. The light is the sense of love. When you step into this consciousness, you can feel the light fill you. So every day we will touch on aspects of how to step further into this state of being. I said, will we talk about current events? And Nigel says, if you want to. But I think we have discussed it at length. Right now, the main idea is not predicting what the political leaders are going to do, but how we can proceed in relation to the events that are happening. Yesterday, Ramón touched on a very important thing. He told you that the consciousness of humanity is rising. I said, he said that? And Nigel said, to some extent, yes. He told you about it in relation to community. This is the consciousness. This is not a question of getting eggs and vegetables from a co-op. It is about the overall energy of people coming together. You see this in your activities on the channel, and you also see that other people are doing things that will enable them to find peace during these troubled times. The act of finding peace is like allowing oneself to release the worries of the day. You have spoken with us extensively about the feelings and emotions you carry, but now it is time to release them. Many of them are acting as a hindrance. This prevents you from feeling the joy or having an abundance of good. I do not mean that abundance is about having stuff. I mean the abundance in this instance is a sense of serenity, that peace that will pass all understanding. And I said, that sounds like a prayer. Nigel says, in some respects it is. It is your spirit seeking to find a sense that all will be well. When we discussed politics during the New Cycle meditations, we talked about the human emotions that go into how you might be feeling in relation to all of the things that are going on around you. The feelings that you have are significant, but it is also important to look beyond the external. These groups of meditations may focus on the politics of the day, but instead of simply exploring yourself in the physical realm of it, we are going to look at the spiritual. How does your spiritual self react to them? What can you do to stay in alignment regardless of what is going on around you? The writer Henry David Thoreau was a transcendentalist. Do you remember how your peers responded to him when you were in school? I said, yes. The other kids thought he was a crackpot. I didn't say as much, but I loved his philosophy. Nigel says, the writing that he did was effectively before their time. They could not comprehend the wisdom of his words because his writing was beyond them. At this point, you are ready for more of a spiritual mindset, a lesson, if you will, about contending with the issues of the day in a similar fashion as Thoreau did. He sat in prison for a night, and instead of being trapped in a condition that showed the physicality of his confinement, he was able to come out into the meadow, leave the confines of the darkness, and come into the light. The reality is people can do that. They can explore their own spiritual oneness with the light by simply being open to the possibilities. I said, this all feels different. There is a different sense of energy in this. Nigel, is there another guide here? Nigel said, no, there is an angel with us. They are guiding the conversation. I said, will they speak? And Nigel says, no, they are here to guide us along. This new energy is a safe place for us. When you explore these things on a deeper level, you will begin to sense this other energy. This will enable you to feel a sense of calm that has been sort of blocked with you during the past few days. This calm will help you to center your mind and keep you from losing yourself in the activities that are beyond you. This becomes very important aspect of stepping into a new state of being. Remember, it will not make you into a sort of flaky nut in the eyes of others, but instead it will enable you to stay balanced. When people start speaking of the issues of the day, instead of taking them to heart, you will be able to maintain the balance and optimism. Each of your guides, myself, Sunshine, and Ramón, will offer you the aspects of this. I am offering the balance. Sunshine will offer the levity, and Ramón offers you the logic. With each of these aspects, you will see that coming into this new state of mind will help you in day-to-day dealings with people. When you speak of what is happening in the world, you will be able to balance the words of others to your own beliefs of what is occurring. You will be able to bring a little bit of your lightheartedness to this, and finally, you will be able to speak with logic that you yourself have been grounded by due to your education. All too often, the emotions that people carry will have an impact on the dealings with people. The emotions are important in any relationship, but the universe operates on a non-emotional level, and so these will help you to understand what is happening before the events happen. I said, will this help my psychic abilities? And Nigel says, yes, it will enable you to use these abilities and predict future events. Your understanding of history will enable you to outline what future events will happen. It will also enhance your use of other tools. The act of reading energy was something that eluded you. Now you will begin to better understand it, and you will be better able to help others and even answer questions on the fly. This is something that you needed these various levels to do, picking a word or phrase and expounding on it. Then you were ready to speak to Metatron. The new cycle helped you to speak to us, and finally, here you are ready to explore the relationship with us further. You will also have others helping you. Anyone you think could enter the meadow. You have spoken with those who have passed before you, so they will make themselves available if or when you need them. Are you ready for this adventure? I said, I think so. Will you be switching out like in the new cycle? Nigel says, no, you may speak with me 2 days in a row, switch to Ramón, come back to me, or speak with Sunshine. If the need arises, you may speak with 2 of us in 1 day's time, but it will not be the free-for-all. It will be when you need to hear from another guide. You know now of how this will go. There will be many opportunities for you to ask questions, and before you begin, you must center your mind and allow the words to flow. Do not block yourself from speaking to anyone. You may have historical figures coming in. You must let them in. No one of the darkness will be able to enter this space. You will keep your activities of the light. You trust us, and you know that we will allow no harm to come to you. This is important to note because what you once thought to be hocus pocus will be the dawning of new ideas and means in which to not only face new challenges and daily obstacles, but it will also help you through these things that may seem insurmountable. I said, it sometimes seems unreal, Nigel. Will I really be able to do this? I know that I react emotionally, especially when people think that insults are a way to tear me down. Will this help me to not take things personally? Nigel says, yes, it will. You see, when you separate yourself from the judgments of others, you can see clearly that those who insult you have their own challenges to contend with. People who use insults to bring harm to others are generally those who feel small in themselves. People who attack you for being the way you are generally the same people who feel small inside themselves. They only use words of attack as a way to tear others down before they themselves get torn down. Most people who insult others do this because they are carrying around the fear that someone will attack them first. This is where bullies come from. They believe they are strong and use their clout to tear down others. But you know that this takes a very weak person to insult and gossip about others. You understand this. You also know that when people say hurtful things to you, it only makes you more determined to overcome not only their words, but their negativity. This is what enabled you to accomplish goals, travel to Russia, and get your university degree. If you had allowed them to tear you down, you would have accomplished nothing. The words you speak will have a huge impact on others, so it is clear that what you say will be in the kindness and understanding. The meadow is filled with light and love, so you must enter into it with light and love in your heart. In doing this, you will feel no need for gossip or those who spread false rumors. You will find no need for hate or unkind words. What you will find will be an objective means of not only understanding the world around you, but also yourself. I said, sounds on the one hand exciting, but also a bit scary. I have no idea where this will go. And then Ramón comes in and says, that's your logic talking. You're not going to have any reason to be afraid. You have us with you, and that will help you through the cycle of the next 21 days. I said, my holiday will happen in the middle or near the end of these days. Will that have an impact? And Ramón says, only if you let it. You will be able to find time for us, even if it is a fleeting moment during a walk. Just allow yourself to do the things that you need to do, and it will flow as needed. I said, okay, thank you both for being there and helping me in this new beginning. And Nigel says, even when we are not speaking, all of your guides are with you. Your team is always here for you. And I said, I won't forget. I love you all. And they all tell me, we love you. This is why we are here. And that's the end of the meditation. And so I say thank you to my guides and angels for being here and for allowing me this opportunity to speak to them. And I thank you for being here and listening. I hope that this will be the beginning of something really grand and amazing, and I think it will be. The fact that I pulled a card that said empowerment is really quite uncanny, given what we're discussing today in the meditation. So I think that this is going to be a start of a more spiritual and a more inward discussion, as opposed to just being about external events that are happening outside. Nigel has made it clear that this is going to be about helping me, or in a way helping you to contend with all of these things that are going on outside of us that are not exactly to the best for the world. But in order for us to get through them, it is important for us to do our spiritual cleansing and be able to find the hope and the peace and find it within. Because as they always say, peace begins with me, and that is exactly what it is. We have to find it within ourselves before we can look for it in the outwardly world. So, with that said, I thank you very much for being here. I hope that this will be the start of something really amazing, and I think it will be, and I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting, and just thank you for being you. You are very important. You are valuable, and you matter, and we are all in this together. So take care, and as always, namaste.